picks here when it comes to games as important as this?
I'm going to pull the shameless plug away. I did rank Flash Tyrants as the #1 team out of the 8 teams that we have here.
Okay.
Again, let's get, we talk about mostly in-game. Let's talk about outside of the game. They have been friends for a very long time.
Yep.
It's mostly the same roster as MPL Season 1 as well.
Yep, almost
Again,
the same.
runner-ups of the Season 1 in the game as
That's
well.
very close to actually being champions as well.
So less rotations in the roster, you know, you're sticking with your same core, you're just improving the playmaking or the call-outs that you've done. And that's somewhat make it as a perfect team. Every individual talent can glue up for that chemistry that they're finding in the team right now. And speaking of teams...
Finally, you guys are here. We have the drafting in stage right now. Come on, give it up for both of these teams. Bigetron SG and AirAsia Saiyan. Fredo's hair, man, looks cool.
He's channeling his Super Saiyan. He's just
man.
turning his hair color.
Ultra instinct, booming over here. So it will be Bigetron SG banning out Hellcat and of course
AirAsia Saiyan going with the Minotaur. You guys called for a contra. Was this you? You called for that Minotaur.
Exactly. I called it way early on. Mr. V is exceptionally phenomenal. He performs phenomenally on that Minotaur.
It's just the timing, right? The timing of his ultimate, how fast is he going to bring it, how much of the knockups are going to come in. The Claude is pretty standard. Like, there's nothing new with the bans over here. But the thing is, usually when we had playoffs last season, the bans will be almost the same. But here we see different. Sometimes they let out the Hellcat, right? Sometimes they let out the Lunox. Now you can see the Lunox is out. So it's hard for them to decide who to go. And Grok, but
they still
Grok is being always picked for the first slot.
Definitely.
Do you guys think he's that strong at the moment?
Well, he is a really reliable front line. It takes a lot to actually bring down the Grok, and that's gonna be a Lunox being available in the hands of Fredo, and well, he locks this in immediately.
You still have Son of Selena, you have an Alice, but then AirAsia Saiyan is gonna pick the more comfortable heroes to their own respective lineup. It's going to be Lunox and Martis.
Alice.
Selena without a doubt. And that's going to be a troll lock-in. And I like what I'm seeing here. There's just that playmaking potential that they need.
That's right.
So it's going to be really tough for AirAsia Saiyan to actually decide.
Yeah, they have Kaya.
Because they do about this.
By the way, it's Kaya, not Kaja.
Yeah, we all said Kaya today.
Everybody's saying Kaja.
Okay, the thing is, do you know what? I have a feeling the reason... Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yes,
right there.
Bring the Aldous.
Oh, hello there.
Bring the Aldous.
I think Solo will be running
It's going to be Soloz. I promise it's going to be Soloz.
Locked on already.
Unless like someone else takes it. But I think one of the reasons we're seeing so many insta-locks is because this is how every match is going. You either first pick your Grok.
Yep.
All right. Give away Lunox.
Yes.
Or you take in someone like Lunox or Selena and give away the Grok and Minotaur. This is usually what happens. So we have the Aldous and the Kaya. What do you guys like about that?
Well, I definitely like the Kaya pick because the Divine Judgment can just catch one out. In the case where Cho really wants to dive deep in, he could instantly lock him down, pull himself all the way back, and instantly delete him. And that's going to be a Hayabusa as well as the Alice.
The Alice was inevitable, man. It was supposed to come.
Definitely.
I mean, in one way, you're choosing Hayabusa. Is Hayabusa the first appearance for this whole tournament?
No, we had. I think we have one. We had
one earlier today.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very interesting. I like to see more of this Hayabusa pick. Again, split pushing and solo pushing to towers is going to be very deadly, and it will be contributing from the side of Hayabusa. Alice, Singaporean staple.
Ooh!
And of course, hello there.
They're not going to see me anymore. I was going to put on the Akai hat, man. Yeah, come on, guys. Give it up for both of these teams. Yeah.
And Akai will be in the hands of Logan. So right there, that is the solution towards AirAsia Saiyan, because I was about to talk that they don't even have a primary tank until that Akai has been chosen. This is going to be fun. Both teams running in with their comfortable heroes. We'll have to see which team stands out first.
I'm going to go with AirAsia Saiyan for this round.
Okay.
Mainly because of Soloz's Aldous and also because of Akai. Just Akai being there, I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I got to say that they have a lot of crowd control. It's a 50-50 for me, but it looks like AirAsia Saiyan, if they can pull the cards right, definitely they can take this in their hands. But from what I see from Bigetron, I'm pretty sure that they can have a lot of early game pressure as well.
True that. And we're going to jump into the game, so I'm going to pass it back to you guys. But KBC, you have to tell me which team you think is going to take this.
AirAsia Saiyan. AirAsia Saiyan. Alright? I'm very scared of that Lunox though, by the way.
Now,
Patra. Yeah.
when we talk about both of these teams, when I mentioned early game pressure, you have the Hayabusa, you have the Selena. One Abyssal Arrow could change the tides of fights. We've seen it time and time again throughout the regular season. And now we see some members rotating across the map, Sync and Sana in the mid lane.
It's the standard styles of play, you know, they just come in, they just want to clear the first wave, and they will move back to the jungles to get the spinner or the slayer buff in hand. But then, hey, hello there, WQXD in a little bit of trouble there. Aldous and Arkai, and perhaps there was another hero there, Lunox, just putting the pain, packing the pain over here. A little bit slow onto AirAsia Saiyan's side. They will not steal this jungle buff, and it will be back into the actual standard rounds over here.
Exactly, and we could see the Ring of Order coming from the Kaya. And you gotta play Kaya aggressively early into the game, because if you don't create any pressure at all, BTR is just gonna rush in and just slowly take out health from your carries there. But over on the side of the bottom lane, it seems like a really secure lane, because you have Cho and you have the Alex. Oh my goodness, there's some action going on already.
I mean, it's very strange to see that Bigetron, they are not running that 3-man single lane. They are very popular for 3-1-1 strategies. Maybe this time around in the meta is not working that well. Perhaps they want to go for another split push. But then how? It will be Bigetron to take the first River Crab. Sana able to steal that away from AirAsia Saiyan, will halt the push onto Solo. Oh, very, very close.
Goodness.
Onto the arrow. Solo's very down a little bit of HP. We all know that Aldous is trashed here in the early game, so just be patient.
Yeah, so it just takes a little bit more time for them to actually skill into the game. So Solos definitely need to buy a lot of time here. So for the side of AirAsia Saiyan, they could also possibly crash it down the bot lane earlier, which is why they sent both Cho as well as the Alice to actually hold the lane. So it's really difficult for them to actually get dove on, because both of them are really so mobile. Alongside with the top lane as well, because Hayabusa can hold his own anytime. He just pops out the shadow and he will be able to escape.
You're absolutely right, but then here be the attack coming in as Bigetron SG will open up first blood, and a double kill comes into play for this team and make it a double kill actually for Selena. Here comes the push onto here. Solos wanting to do something, unfortunately it's a little bit too late. 3 members of AirAsia Saiyan will fall to the ground early on to the hands of Bigetron SG.
Bigetron playing their cards right, playing aggressively early into the stages of the game, and we can see 3 kills off the bat, with a lot of it going into the hands of Battlelim, and they are pushing over the bot
Now
lane.
this is where I want to see the split push coming in. Instead of having 3 members, they're going to go with 4. So this is good news coming in from Bigetron SG, playing to their cards right. Now, we'll have to see what AirAsia Saiyan respond to this.
Yeah, and now we can see that Gripex is playing a little bit more offensively as he tries to invade the jungle side. But over from the side of BTR, they are all grouped up. They're looking to pick up more kills here. Sana charging right in, beautiful wall.
Is that Arkai level 2? That's a very under-farmed tank.
Oh, man,
Ouch.
I don't know what to say about that, because the rest of the members of Bigetron is
Equal
already at level
levels.
5.
Ooh.
What's really going on there with Logan?
I mean, they want to try to do the split pushing, having more members alone, but the problem is they didn't get the farm and no experience towards these heroes.
Man,
Not
it's
enough.
a bad news, because when you starve out tank, he won't be able to soak damage. And when that happens, it's going to be free kills for the side of
here
BTR.
comes it. Fatally, we'll get Divine Judgment down below, and we'll get slayed down by Lunox and the rest of the members of AirAsia Saiyan. That will be the redemption kill perhaps, but then
Over top lane though, it's going to be a punishment coming from Bigetron.
Trade
but
up.
it's going to be a little bit of trade. The turtle definitely will cover up that deficit. But in terms of the map pressure, they've lost 2 towers already.
They lost 2 towers, make it 3 actually, but bottom lane as well.
Yeah.
The tier 1 tower is gone, but like you said, yes, the pressure is on. Bigetron SG is just capitalizing onto that tension that they're giving to AirAsia Saiyan.
Exactly, and from the side of Fredo, he possibly needs a couple more items into his hand before he becomes a deadly Lunox. We see a lot of damage coming through all these Lunox that are playing today. Oh my goodness!
He got caught on by the Abyssal Arrow, a little bit stun coming in. But then, look at this. Bigetron, they can steal the buff away!
Oh my, the spinner in the hands of Sana, and now they will actually put a lot of pressure onto Logan as well, being the lowest level member. He just got his ultimate not that long ago, so Akai, he's not going to do much right now, He just have to play passively, but he's trying his best to defend the tower. Mr. B knocks him up in the air, but that's not enough. They managed to catch Sana.
Oh, Sana able to run away, and that is a win-win situation for Bigetron SG because they took down another turret, another one. As you do see a few items coming in, Sana was to pick up the Curse Helmet. It's going to give a little bit of AoE towards most of the creeps for crowd control. And if I'm not mistaken,
Blade of
Alice.
the 7 Seas in the hands of Hayabusa 5 minutes into the game.
That is actually a tier 3 item, if I'm not mistaken, according to our item tier list. And just to speak out, Alice actually getting Ice Queen 1 as well, increasing the magic power coming in from this so annoying Alice. She can just sustain with the ultimate Blood Ode if she wants to initiate fights.
Exactly, and I want to see how Fredo is going to play out some of these fights, because when he uses the Order of Chaos, or of course just popping out the out, he could actually turn invincible.
WQXD is gonna get petrified here. Hurricane Dance away to the Hayabusa. Hayabusa with both the hands and the blades of the Hurricane Martis.
And once again, it's going to be another trade with BTR is destroying the bot side. They're going to send one person there, and that's going to be Fredo coming in for the rescue. Concentrated energy, but can they actually pull off anything at all?
Yes, they do. And the top lane, they're going to put pressure here. So AirAsia Saiyan winning this tug of war, the attrition battle in terms of turret. So that's good news for them.
Exactly, and Soloz managed to pick up that endless battle already. So a little bit more power spike into Aldous. He could use that contract chase bait to actually assassinate squishy targets. In this case, I would say it's actually the Selena, because if you go against the Hayabusa, he could still dash away.
Meanwhile, Gripbacks will get caught off by Grok and the rest of the members of BTR. Gonna kill that solo pick over here. I think Grok Kaya wanted to defend the lane, the wave, but the information that he has isn't enough, and he got picked off so easily. And Kaya has been one of the support tanks that he's very, very squishy as a particular tank. He's not the primary tank that you want to go with.
And of course, with that being said, late game is gonna be quite a problem with that underlevel Akai that they have. And of course, when we look into BTR, we talked about that early game and how they can snowball. And they are trying to utilize this momentum that they have. Abyssal Arrow over onto Fredo, almost clipping him, but
then Gripbacks again getting caught off guard. Alice will kill off this bird. If it's a bird call over here, Birdman, Birdman. But then again, you look at this, BTR just putting pressure onto the turrets. So fun to watch this type of aggressive play coming in from the Singaporean side.
Yeah, I actually love what I'm seeing here from the side of Bigetron SG, because as much as they don't have LY4 with them, they are playing that trademark sieging across the map here. Every time they go for a trade, there's bound to be something happening from the Bigetron side as well.
Aldous was left farming by his own, so I'm not sure whether there's a call by Bigetron SG, because you're giving this solo player lots of farm, which you don't want to, but at the same time you are putting pressure here, so it's something like a risk and reward thingy. So they will go for the later one, which is kind of like getting the pressure onto the turret and just let Aldous farm, because Aldous right now, he's still under farm despite with the endless battle. He needs to get more items in here, but at the same time, Bigetron SG, they're winning jungle, they're winning buffs, they're winning creeps, so that's good for them.
As you see in this whole matchup itself, Alice is also going to get stronger. It's going to be really hard to deal with the Blood Ode, all the life steal, and there's a little bit of a skirmish in the mid lane. That's alright. Immortality being bought by Logan. Really wise choice, considering that he's under level, and that's under endless battle in WQXD.
Okay, here comes the fight. Logan coming in with the Hurricane Dance, but then rest of all, Kaya is able to kill off one member, Bigetron SG, but then the rest of the members will have to fall back for AirAsia Saiyan. They're losing health left and right, but Aldous is there to slam the pack, and Martis will come in. The rest of the members will try to chase off the Singaporean side. Hey, WQXD are stuck there, because why? Blue Lost is at the stun, and now this is the momentum. AirAsia Saiyan wants to take 4 members down to the dust.
Well, I think there was some miscommunication coming from the side of BTR, because you see only 2 members diving in, the rest was held back, and now they're going in for the Lord already.
Early Lord here, but then it's a risk here, because right now the rest of the members of Bigetron SG will respond. Sana with the Grok, he can deal so much annoyance here. Can AirAsia Saiyan secure this Lord?
Mr. B
comes in with the chow, the way of the dragon, and now the Lord is still thinking, the Lord will be AirAsia Saiyan, but Satu Padu down below. They will go secure the Lord and secure 2 kills.
My oh my, and we talked about momentum. Now AirAsia Saiyan is taking a little bit of that lead. The goal is still on the hands of Bigetron SG, just 1k in difference, but this Lord will definitely rush through.
Make it 2. They have turrets as well.
lane.
3 turrets down below. Wow, let's... So, you know, AirAsia Saiyan starting off very soft, but oh, Soloz! He has to be careful. What? Holy moly! That slam dunk down there. He's gonna use his ultimate.
Contract
He's
chase
gonna
fade.
go here. Sing, you have to run away. It's not enough as the crowd goes wild. 1 hit, 2 hit. WQXD running away like a ninja he is. But no, he's gonna run back. He's gonna say, Fatty Lane is getting caught by a meta kill of Luna. The rest of the members of AirAsia Saiyan will push forward.
Oh my goodness, that turnaround was so beautifully done there. And we just see Soloz coming online with that contract chase phase, immediately taking out Selena with a blow. They're rushing in the mid lane. Top lane is being occupied by the Lord. They can actually go all the way ham and possibly end the game if they want to, but they gotta look out of the timer here.
They able to take down 1 lane already, making a double 1 as AirAsia Saiyan Hurricane Dance onto the archive. The rest of the members will slay and play down the opponents. Bigetron SG wanting to salvage from this divide. Soloz behind enemy lines. Slam dunk, double dunk down below. WKXD running away again, but Fatty is back there. Sana, the only member. He has to be careful. He has to trick Strut. He's gonna run away from his base. There's so much trouble, so much damage coming in from AirAsia Saiyan's side.
And Bigetron SG still managed to hold the fort, but they are trying to push the bot lane as well. This is a really dangerous.
Wow, they're gonna push it.
Oh no, he is on half health. WQXD putting up with the pressure, and he goes in for a chase. Like back over to the back, but over on the side, Sana still trying to
running back.
keep them occupied. They don't want them to back away. Solo's being brought down low, but no one else will chase in. Look at the face of Bigetron SG. One moment they will find, the next you see almost a ball base. Man,
Ball base, man. The snowball just turned around. Mr. B will deny that divine judgment. But hey, look at this. Okay, Aldous is not going to commit to the ultimate, but Mr. V, a good move. The immunity disrupts the divine judgment ulti coming in from Kaya, so he's able to escape away. And again, once more, AirAsia Saiyan, so much potential, so much pressure back into the faces of Bigetron SG.
exactly. And now it's going into the later phases of the game. This is where we talked about the Eldest, how he shines. And that contract chase phase was so beautiful. I gotta highlight it once more because they need to take down the Selena, and that's the surefire way to eliminate her. And Mr. V, now it's the late game. The Cho can't exactly dish out the damage. He's already 0-3. What can he actually do? He can't kick the Kaya in. He can't even kick the Martis. It's really difficult for the side of Bigetron. Now they need to play it passively, and in half a minute, there's gonna be another Lord.
Another Lord indeed. Soloz coming in, taking down here with the help of Logan. The Hurricane Dance will not catch anyone off guard, but Jahat will pick up the wings of a Bakoli Squid. But then Mr. B will not get killed by that, but he will be Lunok to secure the kill. WQXD with the Hayabusa slicing and dicing down one of the members of AirAsia Saiyan. And now, hey, look at this. Wait a minute. AirAsia Saiyan, they have been a little bit of trouble over here. They're gonna
Oh my god,
lose
he
some members
survives!
of it. Oh, Soloz comes into play. Grub will kill off Akai down below, and the war will slowly but surely continue. But before that, let's take a breather.
Yes, we gotta take a breather here, and now they will slowly reset everything from the side of AirAsia Saiyan because there's nothing to push from the mid lane, nothing from the top side as well, because the only thing left is the Nexus. So they gotta go back to the base, get back the health, wait for Punjahat and Logan to come online, and they will contest for that Lord, which is already online. Sana just have to scout it out because they could have possibly attempted it way earlier without even them noticing. Because Bigetron SG, they gotta take this really huge risk. Should they actually fight at the Lord Pit, or should they just try to hold their best inside of the base? Because when they do, every single other wave is pushing it, especially over the bottom side. You can see AirAsia Saiyan prepping for this one already.
They will try for it, and Bigetron SG, perhaps they want to risk this. They want to take the Lord into their hands. At the same time, AirAsia Saiyan, there's so much CC. They can come in as well. Akai will get poked down by a little bit of Bigetron
Oh, this
SG.
is actually backdoor from
Bottom
the bottom.
lane.
This is bad. They're forcing one member down, and
I
that's
think
going to be Hayabusa.
WQXD was over there to protect this lane, and they will try reset. But then the mid lane is going to push forward. Soloz, he's coming in. He's drilling in hard. Hound and pound down here. The magic will combo the play. The one punch Soloz, the one punch Aldous will come in. Akai will get the kill first, but then he will fall down to Grok. The rest of the members of Bigetron SG, they're coming back. They're getting 3 kills to 1. They are going to
Oh my word!
AirAsia Saiyan, what are you doing? As Bigetron SG will push forward. Martis the Shuriken will slice him down. But then, is this enough? Is this enough to secure and continue on the push and the pressure coming in for AirAsia Saiyan? Oh,
And I think that was a really risky move from AirAsia Saiyan. They tried to catch one member out, but you need Aldous to go in much later on. Bigetron SG holding their ground so well, taking 3 members out in that fight itself. So there's a little bit of breath of life. 11-15. This is getting so close.
this is really a little breath of life, my bad over there. But then you have to see, Bigetron SG is now fully exposed. All lanes gone, leaving only the crystal base alive. But hey,
Immortality on
Josiah,
Gripex.
they have 3 more turrets as well beforehand. So it's anyone's game comparing to the first game that we've seen. Team Geek Fam Icon going up against EVOS SG. This is a little bit much more balanced. I feel like anything can go right now. 16 minutes down the game, we are officially into the late game era.
Yes, and we see a Malefic Raw in the hands of WQXD as well, dishing out that extra life steal as well as damage, and now that's going to be Mr. B catching over on to Fredo, but Fredo will be spared for now. There's no follow-up at all because they have to deal with the Aldous. They have to deal with the top lane as well, and when any members appear, that's call time for the side of AirAsia Saiyan, but now Soloz getting caught here.
Whoa. Hey there, Soloz. You gotta be careful because there are 3 members down below to kill you off. And a little bit of a mistake coming in for AirAsia Saiyan might lead them to the downfall. The rest of the members of BTR will push forward. Chikundo, the way of the dragon. Whoa, what chow down that one. But then Logan is still surviving. Hey, Bigetron SG is not giving up yet. They're gonna push forward as well.
Alice.
Oh, look. Wow.
Beautiful blood. Oh, she's still surviving.
She's still surviving over there. Oh, and Selena finally kills out their Archive. Now, it's only left 3 members.
Oh,
for AirAsia
look at
Saiyan.
Hayabusa. Look at Hayabusa right now. He's actually taking the Lord by himself, and this might just be Bigetron taking it in the bag. Oh my word, this is a good news for them as they hang on. They will need Alice to defend, and I just say it, they hesitated, and now they lose this Lord.
Chow and Alice picks up the immortality, making these 2 semi-tanks really hard to kill with the second chance in life, as well as the Lord into the favors of Bigetron SG. Team AirAsia Saiyan, what is their game plan right now? How are they going to defend from
Well,
this
I
atrocity?
think that Saiyan could still take out the Lord. It's just that they may just lose that bottom lane tower, and that's where BTR needs to decide how will they rotate. But Sana right now keeping up with the pressure, and Gripex still has his immortality, forced to flick away with that wall being set up. So that's a good play coming in from the side of Sana. Over in the mid lane, we have 1 wave in, and Bigetron SG
Oh, hello
just
there.
missing out on position of Soloz as he crashed backdoor.
Okay, here comes Logan, able to lock down onto Sing Z, but then the rest of the members need to follow up on the damage. Alice will kill off the Panda Warrior first in hand, and Soloz comes in at the right time. 1 turn, but where is the follow-up? Oh no, he's gonna get kicked out by Chow, and there will be a kill from Lunox to set. Aldous able to kill off Chow, but then this is not your primary dealer. You have to kill off
Hayabusa's pushing from the middle lane.
Hayabusa over there.
Oh my
You have to be
word.
careful. Bajahan missing out with the mortar coil. And there's Ashura Aura here as Bajahan and Soloz wants to take him down. The rest of the members of the push on. Lord is down to still help. They have to stop the Lord first before he pushes into the base. The rest of the members of AirAsia Saiyan will fall as this will be very, very hard for them. Soloz and Bajahan leaving only 2 members. I think that would be checkmate.
Definitely check it, and the first game will go into the hands of Bigetron Singapore. My oh my, this was a nail-biter. It was so close for both sides. It went swinging left and right, and at the end of it all, they managed to punish 1 mistake from AirAsia Saiyan, and that was it. They went in for the Lord, and they closed the game. Bigetron SG on the lead.
I mean, this is a game that everybody should be watching. Never give up. If you make 1 silly mistake, it's okay. Pick yourself up.
Surrender.
It's not that
Oh,
way.
do not surrender.
Don't
mentality.
surrender.
That's
yeah.
what you wanted to say.
Because
Okay, I
right
totally
now,
forgot.
everybody's saying like double comebacks. You have AirAsia Saiyan coming back, hoping to get the victory, but Bigetron stay firm to their ground, managed to punish AirAsia Saiyan and going in with the Lord and finally ending the game.
That's right. Now we're going to take a look back at the highlights. Tell me what was the most notable point for you guys.
The most notable point for me was when the Aldous flew in, tried to catch out that Selena, but eventually they managed to take down Soloz and turn the fight around. But let's look into the early game on how AirAsia Saiyan actually slowly turned this back around. They managed to get a couple of kills over on the hands of Linux, and this top lane flank was beautiful over onto the Hayabusa. They managed to take another tower down, but every time they do so, you can see Bigetron slowly pushing through the bottom wave as well as the top lane as well.
I mean, Soloz was a threat already coming in this particular mid-game. He was just dealing so much damage. The rest of the members of AirAsia Saiyan, they are able to secure the kills for him.
That's
and
right.
that kind of lead to that snowball all the way. And you know what? Bigetron SG, they lost all their turrets. But again, that one single mistake from AirAsia Saiyan just lead to their downfall as Bigetron SG was so quickly to capitalize onto that mistake
That's
and
right.
just going for the kill.
And one of the problems that AirAsia Saiyan had was Akai being really under level in the early game. And even towards the late game, he managed to buy that immortality, but you can only use it once. Once it's down, it's really difficult for them to actually engage or disengage. And over the top side, we have this amazing skirmish once again. Now,
This is the time that AirAsia Saiyan lost it.
exactly,
Yeah.
they hold on so well. Now, let's have another look at that.
You can see that the fights just take on here. I mean,
It's the Alice, man. It's the Alice.
The Alice was just soaking up all of the blood, the HP coming in. And of course, WQXD effectively with the Alice and of course the Hayabusa, they are able to fall back, recover, and go in for the
That's
fight
right.
again.
And
And
here, I don't know why they were extending a fight because Alice was there all the way. They still go in nonetheless.
Yeah, they could have possibly reset the fight and, well, go for the Lord and possibly do something else. So BTR definitely capitalized on that situation. But I gotta say, without Sana, this game would have been over for the side of
Yeah.
Bigetron because he was holding all this minion waves.
Yeah.
If you look at it correctly, he has been holding the fort for the side of Bigetron.
That's
Yes,
right. You
indeed.
have to give it to WQXC as well for pushing so much. His turret
Yeah.
damage was so high compared to everyone else. He was constantly looking at split pushing, focusing on turrets, and making sure the game finishes as fast as possible.
Yep.
And I also have to mention, even though AirAsia Saiyan lost, I told you guys before we start, his Aldous is crazy good.
It is so good.
His Aldous is
I
crazy
mean,
good.
in like less, around 10 or the 12th minute, he already
Yeah.
has most of his core items already.
Yeah.
He was just dealing damage left and right. There was so much pack of a punch coming in from that one punch. Aldous, unfortunately, the rest of the members, they did their best to try to secure the kills, but then they couldn't finish them off. And Bigetron SG eventually, they have so much firepower, they have the momentum, and they ended that game.
That's right. No, it's just, it comes really down to how they executed. They overextended, especially with Alice coming in. And like you mentioned, you had it, man. I wouldn't call for this. You called for it. How about you take this one for yourself?
Well, we talk about the Grok holding the fort and being the front line, soaking all the damage, and that push coming from the Lord when AirAsia Saiyan had it, he was holding all these minion waves from the mid lane, stalling it out and catching a few of these key members, and he got 11 assists, 4 kills, only 2 deaths, and nobody focused.
Yeah, even though they were
him
losing
down.
for most of the game,
Exactly.
he was doing a really great job. But yeah, back to this game. How would you conclude it before we jump into the next game, which could possibly be our last game here at MPL Season 2 Malaysia Singapore for day 1?
Well, I gotta say, Bigetron SG, being the defending champions, they've already got the momentum from the regular season.
Yep.
They're looking to push it all the way and show us why they will go all the way into the final. So,
That's
of
right.
course, it's still a long way to run, and whoever wins this will face EVO Singapore. Now, we see Singaporean teams today performing so well.
Amazing.
Every
Amazing,
one of
yeah.
them actually qualified towards the next stages here.
Yeah.
So, Bigetron SG.
We're gonna have like a Singaporean upper bracket if it goes on.
Perhaps so.
Yeah.
They call it the Singaporean surf, by the way. You know,
Could
just
be.
like surfing
It
into
is-
Singapore.
It is definitely possible because of how these guys just come in and dominate. Even if they lose one game, they're just focused. They don't lose it out. Whereas some of the other teams, not saying Malaysian, Singaporean, doesn't matter. Some other teams, the problem with them is when they lose one game, they lose their mindset. They lose their focus.
Yep.
But these guys are in it, they're focused, and they want to get that trophy for themselves.
Correct.
KBC, you didn't conclude the match. What do you think?
It's gonna be a very up-close battle between both teams. I feel like that game itself, it was somewhat Bigetron because of the early stages around. Then AirAsia Saiyan came back. They gave us a glitter of hope to the Malaysian soil, to the fans out there. You know what? We destroy all 3 lanes. You know, we can go for it, but a single mistake just cost them the game. So 2 lessons to be learned out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are watching, number 1, the single mistakes are the greatest downfall to your failure. And number 2, never give up. 3 lanes down, only the crystal base. You never give up till the last moment. You fight all the way till the game says end. Or
Look at
game
that.
over, literally.
Motivational speaker right here. You should have became a motivational speaker, not a panelist, dude. You
Well,
need to.
I'm asking the teams, guys, you want to hire me?
Anyone wants
Someday, I guess.
No one.
Too bad.
We
so
all
sad.
we just want to press the surrender button, man. We don't need you.
Nah.
We don't need you.
Don't
All
surrender.
right.
Ranks matter.
Talking about
Yep.
this coming up game, the scary thing is, even though AirAsia Saiyan was doing better during most of the game,
Correct.
they couldn't close the game. Which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, when Bigetron won over 2-0, and Fredo mentioned this in his interview as well, the fact that, you know, it was just disappointing for themselves that they thought they can win it, and Bigetron actually came out of nowhere and, you know, they won 2-0.
Yep.
But correct me if I'm wrong, AirAsia Saiyan was actually very close to winning in those games as well.
Definitely
It's
really
not like they
close.
just lost it out completely.
Yeah, and we can see the momentum swing was so strong on their side. They managed to take out the Lord, as we mentioned. But it was the final few blows that could possibly take out the base, but it didn't do so.
Your
Now
team
we're going
is
into
banned.
the second game already. This may make or break for the side of
That's right.
AirAsia Saiyan, and they've played in the bottom bracket, which didn't work out for them in Season 1. They're
Yep.
looking to change this now.
That's right.
pushing it into Game 3.
KBC, we saw the first game's draft. What is going to be different? What is going to be similar?
Your
Based on the
team
bands
is
that you've seen
banned.
so far, we have Selena and Gushin. We probably will have Linux.
Yep.
Could be in there. At least Alice could be in there. Alice has to be in there.
Yep.
We've had an Alice ban earlier today. What do you think about it? Should Alice be banned or not? Alice, can you avoid her?
I think that it's still definitely debatable because there's so many priority bans that you need to consider.
Look at first, right before Alice.
Exactly, and in all these games, Minotaur has had a lot of impact, although it's a frontline tank or support. Now, Linux
team is
has to be
banned.
taken out. There's just so much damage output coming in.
Fredo was a big issue in the last game.
Yes, definitely a big issue, but somehow they managed to take him out first in many of these battles,
Yep.
which they don't really need to worry too much from the side of BTR. Now, one last ban for BTR, what would it be?
This is gonna be very tough. Either the, I'm just gonna say maybe it's Alice. I don't think Bigetron wants to give to Team Malaysia, but again, you want to take out the bigger threat. Coming back to what I said beforehand, they're gonna take out the
Your
bigger threat,
team
and
is
they
picking.
feel like Cloud is the bigger threat from there, so it's okay.
Would you guys agree with that?
Well, I do agree with it
Your
because it's
team
one of
is
these
picking.
tank busters. He's the most slippery marksman / assassin, but this is going to be AirAsia Saiyan finally getting their hands on their signature Grok. So when Jahat immediately locks that one down, it's going to be another Cho as well as a
Your
Martis
team
here.
is
I like the
picking.
Martis pickup. So far, a lot of these teams that picked up the Martis today had a pretty good win rate.
I
So
mean,
far.
Okay.
I like the Chow pickup as well. He's able to start something and holy moly, mamma mia.
No, it's
just
not
a
picked
tease.
yet. It's not picked yet.
Definitely not that.
It's not
Definitely
picked
not
yet.
that. Logan's
okay.
just teasing us left and right.
Before that, I do want to mention one thing. Grok has been picked up 5 times today. I
Oh.
think with this, it's going to be 6 times, and
Alright.
his win rate is 82%.
That's a very high win rate,
It's really
same
high.
as MSC 2018. I think MSC 2018, there was 1 point. Day 1 and day 2 was 100% win rate.
That's right. So you know that
Your
if you pick
team
that
is
Grok, like you said,
picking.
you have that frontliner. If you want to attack,
Correct.
If you want to defend, doesn't matter. You have your wall to defend. You have your first skill to defend. There's so many things you can do with Grok.
Yep.
Exactly.
And that's why AirAsia Saiyan, I think, is quite lucky to be able to pick him this time around. It could give them game 2, and we probably will have to see a game 3. But in the meantime, we've seen an Alice picked up, a Hayabusa picked up by AirAsia Saiyan, and on the other hand, we have a Minotaur. It's either you get the Minotaur or you get the Grok. But some teams get both Grok and Minotaur, and they're just like so happy.
Oh, I actually love the Harley pick here. This is a comfort pick coming from the side of Bigetron. And we talked about Alice time and time again, and how most of these Singaporean teams love to play that team fight meta. And this is just stealing one of the strengths from Bigetron SG. So from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, we talk about them being so flexible on all of these heroes. So there's a lot of options there. Karina, one of these signature picks from the side of LY4, but they might opt for something else.
Don't be so sure yet, Contra. It is going to be the Kaya.
Kaya, I think Kaya has been proving really well, very decently in terms of fight, locking down the heroes that they need and want to destroy with. It's just that the follow-up, I think the follow-up coming in from Hellcat and Hayabusa is going to be very strong. It's going to put up that ×2 damage comparing to the previous lineup, which they don't have these type of assassins coming into play. Now, final pick coming in from Bigetron. I feel like they should go for an assassin. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think that they need a little bit more damage.
Hello there. LY4, LY4.
What is going on?
Channeling his spirit. That's going to be a lock in there.
Here. Ladies and gentlemen,
bringing out the spear.
Yishun, first time.
I'm just looking at the chair, making sure LY4 doesn't pop out of the back, and then just sit down and take over.
And it's gonna be Sana playing that.
Well, I think that it's definitely justifiable why they picked this one up, because they need DPS in the team. They got the burst damage coming from Harley and as well as Cho trying to set things up on the table. But this is an early game draft from the side of Bigetron SG, so it could go either ways this time around. Now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay, I would say, I like AirAsia Saiyan's draft better, but with the execution of Bigetron SG in the last game, they convinced me they can make this 2-0.
I agree with you as well, but of course, it's still going to be really tough for them mid-game onwards. What about you, KBC?
I think that Bigetron SG starts picking up the Yishun Shin, just a little bit of experimental. So I'm going to give AirAsia Saiyan this game. I want to see a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on here. Team Blue, AirAsia Saiyan going up against Team Red, Bigetron SG. The colors fit really well, actually.
Yeah, I got to say so, and maybe this may just be the charm for the side of Team Malaysia or even Singapore to actually close 2 straight games. Now, earlier of the day, we have a lot of 2-0s, and we see EVOS as Singapore also getting the first 3-game series of the day. So perhaps AirAsia Saiyan could push it all the way there. Now, Gripex soaking a little bit of damage here, doesn't really matter, but Logan is going in for an invade.
I mean, Logan, he doesn't need to go in for an invade. It was still early game. I think he's trying to kind of pick off somebody. But I feel like AirAsia Saiyan right now, they try to get as many levels as possible and making sure that once they hit level 4, then they can start to do something well. Because AirAsia Saiyan, their lineup is pretty much squishy besides Alice and Grok. And they want to capitalize to that levels early on so they can get the ultimate and can start some fight, and they're a little bit more stronger in a sense. But then will be, it will be Bigetron to take the gold buff over here by the River Grab. Yishun Shin, hello there. Nice to see you here. It's been a long time since Yishun Shin already, but Jahan is a bit low. HP is going to run away from there.
Oh, I got to say that was really close, and Jahan almost falls, but Mr. B has to take it down.
Watch out, Chow onto Alice. And now that was a quick kill.
I love what I'm seeing here, and they react so quickly. Mr. V says, you're not going to escape. We're going to dive right straight into it. And that's first blood in the hands of BTR Singapore. Now, Gripex looking around from the side, just giving a little bit more vision and information for the side of AAS. And over onto the bottom half of the map, we will see a turtle possibly being contested, but for the time being, Sync kind of need to deal with this situation.
So Kaya actually wanted the proxy. I feel like he shouldn't just poke onto Martis. Maybe just a scare tactic coming in. Logan is still not in level 4, so you can see that the items is still very fresh. A couple of them picking up rapid boots. It's been very crucial to their mobility. Demon shoes as well to increase a little bit of speed. But I do take note that some of them is going to go in for the battle items, as we will see Darkness rises from there. The fight for the turtle will continue. Logan is a bit a lot of HP. He's going to cop out the Daily Magic. Will he die? No, he won't.
Looks like Sync managed to escape from the danger, but not just yet. Hayabusa managed to take him down. WQXC blinks away, and that's the Flicker being popped out.
Wow!
takes another one in the hands of AirAsia Saiyan.
AirAsia Saiyan starting in the hot right here, and this turtle will be their turtle for taking at this moment. As Mr. V trying to harass this team over here, it will be Fredo with the Hayabusa taking this, and they will bail out. It's enough.
Well, they do have the numbers advantage, and we can see them really rotating so well towards the bottom half of the map, and they instantly saw that opportunity when Sync went in. Sync fell down so low as he was trying to escape, but Hayabusa, I just gotta say, so slippery. Jahat getting a little bit of a back massage coming in from the bull, but that's not gonna be any substantial damage at all. But look at Mr. V.
Oh, Logan, let's be careful. Mr. V, I think he has his ultimate over there. The Way of the Dragon is ready to pop out. He doesn't want to do any BS coming in here. Fadilim and of course Gripbacks, both of the tanks going in forward. Sana will get sliced and dies down by Fredo, and of course with the help of Bajahat, Alice will take down the life of the what? Oh yeah, Yishun Shin, my bad. The Korean general, my bad.
And looks like the fleet will fall for now, but that was a really beautiful OG shadow kill coming from the Hayabusa.
OG shadow kill.
And instantly bursting him down to dangerous health. Now Fredo is trying to steal the Reaper away. That's going to be free for him, but over on the bot side, they are trading blow for
Dark
blow.
Knight falls us over here. Perhaps AirAsia Saiyan has a plan in mind. Hellcut will slay down the trickster in the name of Harley, and the rest of the members of AirAsia Saiyan will rise forward and try to fight this. But hey, hello there.
Look at that. That's a beautiful snap coming from
Fredo is
the
able to run
Bigetron.
away. Fredo is able to run away.
No.
And Fadilim is stuck.
Okay, that was really much of a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A beautiful mess, they call it.
Yeah, I gotta say so. Kind of like a counter play.
Yeah.
The beautiful wall in the mid lane as well. Now Logan looking for an opportunity over the top side and giving Soloz a little bit more room to breathe.
Turtle resurrecting
Man, and
soon.
this team right there, they really want to get the redemption win over here. They want to force this over game. Tier 1 Terror is going to fall down no matter what, so I think Gripex, he will fall back. Not a wise move to kind of defend and get killed later onwards. Meanwhile, Sing, 1 versus 1. Their Shuriken going up against the Ninja. Sana will pick up the Demon Hunter Sword and nothing else.
Yeah, he knows that there is a potential for him to turn around with the Decimate as well as the Assure Aura, but that's going to be a little bit of a scuffle here in the river as Fadilim looks for some opportunities. Gripex slowly makes his move back into the turret range here. Over the top side, I like how you pointed out that they just give that turret away because it's just 2 auto attacks away from blowing up anyways. But over here, we see Bajaj already getting another core item in the hands of his Alice. And speaking of items here, from the side of Bigetron, they haven't really finished anything much substantial except for the Ogre Tomahawk.
I want to see the levels. The levels are much more balanced in the favor of Bigetron SG, but then it will be Soloz and Fredo, the both of the assassin roles. They will be getting the higher levels in level 8. So it's going to be a question whether or not these 2 damage dealers can land the shots first and finish it off. Because if they don't land it, then it's pointless. Basically, your higher levels are assassins, but you know you can't secure the kill. There's no point going into the fight. Endless battle goes on to Fredo, Logan, a little bit of a touch, a little bit of poke.
Same items from both sides as well, and it's just about who does more damage in that nick of time here. So Sync and Fredo, definitely being the star of the show, they should be able to dish out all the damage that they need over to the likes of Solo.
Hey, Mr. V there with the desperate fall of Fadilim's Minotaur. Not going to catch anyone off guard. Both are semi-tanks and tanks. Yeah, they can't do much.
And of course, Blood being popped out is really dangerous. But
but then Logan, he has to be careful. This is where he has to run away. He's going to flicker away the hell out of here. And he's level 6. It's really under-leveled there.
And Hayabusa managed to take down the tower, but he has to deal with 2 members on the side of BTR, Mr. V.
Oh, Logan. Oh! I think he just popped the Divine Judgment. I'm not sure about that, but Jahan comes in with the blood all day. Let's Logan. Not Logan, my bad. It will be Hayabusa Bush over here. Gripex at behind enemy lines. Goes in for the kill. Might want to find for the triple kill indeed. Fredo playing this Hayabusa really well.
Yes, and Singh managed to escape from that danger zone, and now there's going to be a turret being taken down here. Mr. V and Miss Fadilim, he can't really do much. He's got to give this one away. 4 members from ASIN, and now over the top side, we still see Yishun Shin still trying to fam out for some of these items here because YSS needs all these completed before he goes into the battlefield.
Again, YSS is the marksman that you mentioned. He is a middle to late game hero. In fact, I feel like choosing YSS compared to other marksmen is a little bit situational. It's not something that I would play even in a ranked game, because I could have chosen other marksmen as well. I can choose Hanabi, I can choose Cloud. Too bad Cloud is being banned. I can choose Carry as well if I want to.
Yeah, I gotta say so as well. There's so many options on the table, but of course it's something that Bigetron SG is very familiar with, and that's
hello there, Way of the Dragon. Watch out, chow down to Jahat, but Jahat just one thing to delay his death. And unfortunately for him, he has to fall down eventually. So that is a good pick coming in from Bigetron SG. Top lane, Soloz going in with the Hellcat. He's just pushing forward. And a nice wall coming in from Grimpax. But then Martis will slay down the Birdman of Logan's Kaya.
Exactly, and over in the mid lane battle, tries to finish off the tower by himself, but that's going to be Martis taking the king. Now, it's still pretty close. Look at the scoreboards here. 6 kills over the side of AirAsia Saiyan and 4 on the hands of Bigetron. Now, there's a lot of playmaking potential coming from the side of Bigetron SG, but they're taking only calculated risk because over the bot lane, there is another wave to be dealt with from the side of Martis before they can go in for a fight. But AirAsia Saiyan, they're trying to actually keep up with the pressure before the Lord gets taken away here.
AirAsia Saiyan has a lot of mobility as well, so if they want to call for a particular play in Bigetron's side, they have to risk the 2 exposed lanes, and you already have 2 assassins, which is annoying enough already. They still can deal turret damage if they want to, so they have to play this very, very calculative and careful.
Yeah, and Hayabusa will split push right now. Oh my goodness, they're getting caught over the back.
Grimpax, you better run away. You're the primary tank, you don't want to fall down first. As a little bit of poke and hook coming in, both teams will disengage for the moment.
And Lightning Puncher is being bought there by the side of Jahat already.
Oh, Fredo
running for his life. He should be able to
escape
this one.
He
look at all the plays. Oh, look at the moves, and that's going to be him. Still trying to escape, but Fredo will be taken down by the Martis with a killing spree in hand.
Great move coming in from both players. The Martis and of course the Harley just doing bedazzle moments and killing off Fredo. Fredo, despite having the Ogi Shadow kill, you know, lifesteal a bit, but it isn't enough to go against 2 damage dealers into play. And you know what? I am very interested to see what is the next call, because now the Lord has respawned. It's already 10 seconds now. Sorry, 10 minutes into the clock. I want to see an early Lord taking, and both teams have the potential. Meanwhile, hello there! Oh my goodness, Mr. V with the Jit Kundo. Can he save his death? He can save his life!
Wow.
And Soloz, he's down to the zero health. The deadly magic will not catch him here. He's still able to fall back. But then Bigetron SG will pull in the punch. They will take out Rock first. Minion Fury, as you say, Contra, will be putting down the ground. But Jahat uses his item skill to stop any BS. But then Logan, my dear friend, you have to run away. This is not the right time. He's going to run away. Yes, he does. And this is good news coming from AirAsia. But then Bigetron SG.
And this is a perfect timing for the side of
pushing in
to actually get this. They have multiple members.
Knocking it.
Pulling really low.
The last axe.
Axe coming from the side of Sync as well. He is just very well
but Jaha coming in. Can he steal it? Unfortunately, it's not enough. But then Alice is able to get a 1 kill. Get 2 kills before falling down to the ground. The double kill rolls onwards. Matty Lim, his Minion Fury gets stopped. He is going to go in solo, slicing and dicing. Bottom lane, Hayabusa is going to the top. Can we have a camera on that? Unfortunately, we just keep our hopes high. It's not going to be happening, just a pressure in. But then, Fredo killing off here. And Mr. V wants to punch this guy out. But then, no, it's not enough. He will come out here. This is such a well-played round coming in from AirAsia Saiyan.
You can have the Lord all you want, but you can't do anything as every single member is being taken down, and now
Mr. V. I don't think Mr. V wants to take that fight. It's not wise. Mr. V, you're the Mr. MVP. I told you before, but you know what? He's smart. He doesn't need to do that.
And the right calls come out from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, waiting for them to commit to the Lord, and knowing that their health have already been depleted from the previous fight, they go in again for round. Just when everything was done, it was not over. AirAsia Saiyan stepped up and said, hey, we're just gonna make sure kills after kills will happen, and they just wiped them clean.
And in this condition right there, Fredo and Soloz just putting so much pressure onto lanes. Bigetron SG couldn't catch forward unless they go all in for this team fight. Yes, again, Bigetron SG, they do have the firepower, again, back to the team fight compositions, but then you will expose lanes, and it's going to be very deadly in the later game. Bigetron SG, despair, fall.
They're hunting for the Helcon. It's supposed to be the hunt.
You have to hunt down those assassins first. In Bigetron SG, you have to kill at least one assassin, and then I think you can snowball back and forward. You don't find Logan lah, I mean, in one way. It looks like the Divine Judgment comes in for Sing. Sing will fall down to the hands of Fredo. The slicing and dicing comes into play. A double kill for our Fredo as he comes into one more cut, one more kill, one more slice with a ninja playstyle.
And look at this. The Dark Knight falls once again. And that's going to be Helcon taking down New Harley. And they're marching right in.
Fatty
taking
Limb.
Fatty Limb.
Only member left. No way.
Make that nobody.
We will see game 3.
Wow. We just see the crowd just went wild cheering for AirAsia Saiyan with a beautiful comeback in that turnaround. And it all started because of the Lord.
It started because of that Lord, and don't forget, it was that one play that Kaya putting the Divine Judgment onto the Ashura King Martis, and Fredo with his ninja plays just coming in, Shadow Clone Dojitsu, slicing and dicing everything here, and he is the MVP. 6-1-5. What a play coming in, but again, kudos to all the members of AirAsia Saiyan. They are able to tie-break this game and go into game 3.
That is right, gentlemen. What a game it was indeed. AirAsia Saiyan making a comeback, and this is what all the Malaysians down here at Paradigm Mall wanted to see.
Exactly, and we talked about Bigetron SG having that momentum really early into the game, but late game is going to be an issue, and we saw what just happened. After the Lord being taken down, they have the Lord, but they can't have the game.
No, man, this game, okay, what was the turning point for AirAsia Saiyan? What was the point? Because, oh yeah, we have the highlights here. Why don't you explain to me from here?
I think it's because, like you mentioned, the game was the Lord. Bigetron SG, they took the Lord. That's good, that's good. But the problem is, there is no follow-up to that. They're supposed to kind of retreat after taking the Lord, or maybe reset on that play. And unfortunately for them, AirAsia Saiyan came prepared. They say, you know what, even though, let's say we didn't get the Lord, we still can put on the pain towards them, because right now Alice was the MVP. She was the one who started the Blood O'Day, the ultimate, just sucking up the HP. The rest of the members fall down. Yes, she does fall down, but the rest of the members just came in, just slicing behind the backs of Bigetron SG.
Can I just highlight Logan with all that beautiful Divine Judgment pulling all these members that are so crucial for the side of BTR to succeed. And time again, you see some of these members getting caught up from the side of AirAsia Saiyan in the mid game.
Ooh.
Yeah,
did you see how far he went into the map? Like, that was
He
crazy.
just flew all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good play. Unfortunately, 2 damage dealers are there, kind of end your life. But overall, Mr. V, that escape, man, I think, you know, if we do see more Chow plays from him, he could be
Chow.
better than Sino, who knows?
You know,
Who
I
knows?
feel like with today's games, with tomorrow, the next game being possibly the last game of this entire day, day 1, we still have 2 more days, but I feel like all of this is setting up the pace for the next 2 days, and I'm excited.
This is the Alice play, comes in with the ultimate, just sucking down everybody's HP, and the Blood, well, technically she's the Apocalypse Queen, able to get a kill before falling down.
She tried to
She
get
tried
out.
to.
At the same time, I gotta say, Hayabusa was doing a lot of work over
Of course, yeah,
lane.
Fredo was doing crazy amount of work. He was
Top
the
lane,
MVP.
he was just reminding me, like, wait a minute, top lane, look at top lane, look at top lane. And was fighting really well.
He's most probably going to be the MVP of this game.
This
as
was
well.
the
Look at that.
outplay.
Wow.
1v2 right in front of their faces, and he just snuck that one away. And eventually, they saw that opportunity, and this was the game-winning fight here.
Wow.
Logan pulls one in.
Yep.
That's the Martis, the main damage dealer, gone from the table, and they say, hey, let's crush it down by lane.
You know what's more scary? They don't need Solo's Helcon. Solo's Helcon was just solo laning all the way.
Just doing what he has to do, basically split pushing, you know, farming up, getting ready for when he needs to come in, blind them, and wreak havoc upon their faces. All right?
Yeah.
Now, I was talking about this.
Okay.
So we know what happens from here. They just win.
Yep.
It's like that. Everyone saw
It's
this
a
part.
death.
It was a glorious moment,
Yeah.
right? But I'm pretty sure this one I can guess as well. It's going to be Fredo's Hayabusa.
I think.
Probably.
Yep,
Yes, there
it
it
is.
is.
It's
Tell me
gotta
about
be
the
him.
items, guys. What do you think? The tar damage is crazy.
Okay.
0 damage is 30%. That's all right.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the damage. Okay, I feel like Hellcat, the two roles they have on the assassins, their main focus is to kill off the turrets. That's one thing. But Fredo, on the other hand, he also kills down heroes. So you see the Scarlet Phantom, the Endless Battle, the Blade of Despair, and the Rose Gold meter just pumps his damage up so high to that next level play. And once he slides down, who was the member who got that? Oh, Yi Shin.
Yeah, exactly.
Slides it down, instant death.
Other than the damage that he deals to his enemies, you can see 54% to turrets. He was doing so much of a
Both as
split
well.
push.
Yep.
It's giving Bigetron SG the headache, and they have to just make sure that every lane is secure. And Hellcat definitely uses his ult to also divert the attention,
right.
so
Yep.
they can't have that sort of a vision to control the
That's the
waves.
thing about Hayabusa, right? He's so fast. He can just go and take down towers. He can stay there until the very second you go under the tower.
Correct.
He can just back out.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. So that's why he's so useful. And Fredo, we know how versatile he is. We know how good he can be with many different heroes.
A lot of mechanical plays coming
Exactly. So I was talking about this earlier before
yeah.
we went into the MVP. I feel like today,
in. Yes.
not just today, even Season 1, the first day usually sets the pace for what happens in the next 2 days. And I am so pumped, based on the games of today, not a single game that we had that was actually boring to watch. This happens.
Yep.
Sorry, but this actually happens. We have boring games. We had it in the regular season, all right? We had it in Season 1, playoffs of MPL, but today, none of them. And we had different, we had a top place like Flash Giants going up against Saiyan Reborn, and
Correct.
that was exciting as well.
Yep.
So I'm pumped, man. I can't believe it. We're going to be jumping into the next game very soon, but we're going to be talking about a few more stuff.
Yep.
I want to get your opinions. What do you think about today's matches overall?
Wow. Offline games are the most anticipated and hyped games. You have the crowd, the excellent crowd. You have the community
That's
watching it. And don't forget our Facebook Live as well. With
Of course.
so many people watching. And you know, the eyes, the passion,
That's right.
and the spirits coming in here for respecting of the teams and supporting the teams is just tremendous.
Exactly, and you saw a lot of reactions from the crowd, and even from the rest of the casters, they were off their seats.
That's right.
And it tells you a lot about
Oh.
the game
Literally.
quality that we have as compared to the regular season. Some of them played really safe, but this is a lot of things involved, and everyone wants to be holding that Lord's Mace
That's
up
right.
on the stage.
Now, our next game is going to be AirAsia Saiyan again. Going up against Bigetron SG, this is a 1-to-1 now. This
Yep.
next game decides which team will be facing up against EVOS SG in the upper brackets, and which team will be facing up Geekfam Icon. Bigetron SG, another game for AirAsia Saiyan. This is their last game. This is going to decide which one of these teams will be moving down to the lower brackets, possibly facing off against Geekfam Icon, which one will win and face off with EVOS SG. Now, if Bigetron SG wins this game, we have Flash Tyrants, Bigetron SG, and EVOS in the upper brackets.
Wow.
3 Singaporean teams out of the 3
Singaporean.
that are here, yeah. So these guys are doing well.
Yep, indeed. And
Very well.
you know, based on the previous results that they all done during the regular season, it's great that they are bringing that particular momentum into the playoffs, because in the playoffs, in the regular season, it's all online. Everybody is just sitting back at home, okay, chit-chatting with one another. In fact, you can have all your 5 members just round your side and then just discuss. This time around, they are playing in an offline event.
That's
where
right.
they had to sit side by side like this, and it's very, very interesting and very, very hard challenge to do it. But anyhow,
We are in the drafts, gentlemen.
The final game of the day, and we see Hellcat being axed out immediately alongside with Grok.
Oh,
So
Grok is finally taken out. They're like,
This-
you know what, we should respect it.
This is a really big question to me, because AirAsia Saiyan themselves removed it, because there is a possibility that Bigetron will steal it away, so they don't want to take
I
that
don't think it's
risk.
a possibility. I think for sure.
Yeah.
Out of the, because both of these teams we've seen Grok, for sure Sana's going to take that Grok. You don't want, well, it was Sana using the Grok right, earlier in game
Yep,
1.
correct.
You don't want that to happen again. Take off the Grok. I think it's a good choice.
yes, indeed.
Definitely, and now we're moving into the last man of the day, and there's still a couple of options left on the table. We haven't seen Alice being banned away, so this is going to be something else. Maybe a... Oh, as I speak of it.
Speaking of which, welcome to the draft. Welcome to the ban pool, Alice. Once more, this first pick will be none other than, I think, Selena. Let me just put my money
do you
onto
know,
that.
do you know, do you know why I'm excited?
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this game because of the fact that we're gonna see a different sort of play style. Because nor Grok, neither Alice is in there. And with both of these games previously, when Alice is there, you know they're gonna win. When Grok is there, you know they're gonna win because of the team fights. And we say Gushing first pick.
I actually love the Gushing first pick. It's something that's really safe, and every one of these teams are really familiar on how to play Gushing. You can use him to assassinate people all the way from back lines. You can do split pushing, but they left Cloud out in the open. So this is either going to work really well for the side of AirAsia Saiyan, but we need to see the rest of the draft. Marta's being taken away, so that won't fall in the hands of Bigetron SG. Now, Bigetron SG could still pick up that Minotaur.
Selena, if they want to.
Yeah, Selena is up for grabs as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't go for for Selena.
Pretty surprised. They should have went with Cloud and Selena. Then Martis could be a different section or different slot to take. But then it will be Bigetron. They got the keys to ignite that engine, and they will take both Minotaur and perhaps Selena.
You know, like I told you guys this earlier, that we're gonna see the same drafts over and over again. You pick like Martis and Claude, we're gonna take Minotaur and Selena. I do want to see newer picks. Like, there's so many heroes we haven't seen. We're seeing the same ones over and over again. Chao again, a hero that we've seen today.
but this is the most effective way to
win?
actually get games off the bat, and Hayabusa worked well in, of course, the previous game. They're going to take it once more. Now, last two picks for the side of Bigetron SG. They possibly need
Assassin,
a fighter?
Another fighter, assassin.
yeah, another fighter to actually complement the Minotaur. So Kaya definitely will work really well. And
hey,
this is going to be Aldous here, so they don't really get the Aldous from the side of
they don't want to give it to
they're denying
Soloz.
a lot of picks here.
I mean, in one way that you can deny the Aldous, but at the same time, Bigetron SG, they did play a good Aldous on WQXD. I think it was the game that they lost to one of the teams, but they actually had like a little comeback because that Aldous, that was an experimental hero that they tried out with, and it worked pretty well. But the rest of the members just faltered apart. So the Aldous was pretty farm. The rest of the members didn't go in. As
Archive once more.
Yes.
Archive, the last member, hero to be chosen. So where's your hat? You
no one can
carry your
see
hat.
it. The camera's not going to come back to us, so
Can we
it's
ask
alright.
the camera like show so you wear your hat so we can see it
You
from
never
this angle?
know.
Well, I'll wear it after the game.
Okay.
I'll wear it after the game.
Back
you know?
into the game here. Now, this is going to be so exciting because the reason why they pick out the Aldous here is to assassinate the clock, which is pretty tricky to play around with. And this is, of course, the way to go when you have the marksman on the enemy side. But what are your thoughts on the side of AirAsia Saiyan? Because we saw the Akai pick coming out again.
I would say that Bigetron SG did a better drafting here because they went with the mind game. They stole away Aldous, you know, so many heroes that AirAsia Saiyan might have gone for, but I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot predict this same. I'm just gonna casually let myself out of this, but I'm gonna hype it up for you guys.
All right.
I want to ask everyone in the audience right now, can you give me a cheer for both AirAsia Saiyan and Bigetron SG as we go into the game? And now I'm going to pass it back to our awesome cast. It's going to be Contra and KBC telling you the story of this game.
Thank you so much, Faraz, for that intro. The Raws are loud for both teams. One team will have to go down to the bottom or the lower brackets, while the other will have to face adversary in the upper brackets as well. WQXD early on, getting harassed by Logan. The mid lane is just very, very standard plays. They want to clear the creeps as soon as possible before they move on to the jungles. And this is where it's going to be very, very particular. Both teams running in with their comfortable heroes. Is down to the final execution and lesser mistakes.
Exactly, and we looks like there's a little bit of a skirmish in the jungle. Chao spots out two members from the side of Bigetron SG. Now, tempo of the game here is relatively slow for the time being, but from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, they're looking for a flank over the bot side here as we see Hayabusa going downwards, and that's going to be bad. Limb pops up the flicker, and now Banjaha takes out the first blood.
And Banjaha with the Martis is going to fall back into safety. A very good play by him. He knows that there's nobody to cover behind enemy lines, and he is able to escape away from any clutches of death.
Yes, and now that they found a loophole down the bottom side, they gotta be really careful from the side of Bigetron.
It was actually pretty far. It was in the jungle till the second tier turret.
He dove right in, and I thought that he was let off already. Even he himself thinks that, hey, I should be safe, but joke's on him. It's a Hayabusa. and he could definitely dive all the way.
Yep.
Alongside with Bigetron.
Meanwhile, you can see that both teams are trying to get the momentum. 11 seconds down the clock before the turtle will spawn at the top turtle side. My favorite side of the map, by the way,
Turtle
ladies and gentlemen.
resurrecting
But
soon.
then it looks like Bigetron SGs are putting on the pressure in the jungle, in the enemy jungles more specifically, because this is their game so far. They've been putting a lot of proxy, they've been putting a lot of denial in terms of enemy jungles, and it looks like AirAsia Saiyan will go in for that total contest.
And there won't be any challenge at all.
Nobody to challenge.
And every member from
Okay.
the side of Bigetron, as you say, is actually the tower will receive as well because it's permanent. Once your tower is down, there's no way of getting another one. You can't buy it back. Now, looking into how this is going to go, Alice is going to have a real tough time over the top side here. Logan is trying to push in, but Soloz as well is keeping up with the pressure. Look at the pokes coming through.
Logan wanted to initiate the play for Soloz to take down WQXD's Aldous. And again, Aldous is very, very weak in the early games. Oh, Soloz slowing the Aldous down. And just gonna fall back.
Yeah, I think that he's really smart. Like, he didn't really want to risk it.
Yep.
Because later on, these members are hitting their levels already. And looking at it, that's going to be a boot being purchased from the side of W2XD. Over the mid lane, we see Falim doing a little bit more pokes. And Falim looking for that Divine Judgment, pull one member in. And he possibly wants to catch out perhaps even like Alfredo, Logan, or Soloz if he can.
The itemization comes in, early builds coming in, a little bit of rapid boots, a little bit of demon shoes as well. Nothing much very interesting to see there because we have to see how fast they farm. So if we do spot out any tier 3 items into play, besides the boots of course, they will play in a way. But Fredo is going to reduce down those creeps. I think he's trying to escape. A little bit of
Oh my, that's a catch
no.
coming in, and Divine Judgment comes out from the Kaya.
Oh my
last hit,
goodness!
but he survives!
Fredo!
With that player
Contra.
of health!
What?
How did he do it?
How? And now AirAsia Saiyan will push forward here. What are they doing there? That was a phenomenal play coming in from Fredo himself.
I thought that was a kill already, but now the AirAsia Saiyan managed to take down the bottom lane as well. Grip is getting stunned up by the
After
Selena.
Yep.
And over
Oh, wow, Fredo's
again.
Turtle resurrecting
Look at him,
soon.
just playing with the minds of Bigetron SG at the time being, but they're not going for any fools at all. This is going to be them backing away. Logan has already come for a little bit of a backup alongside with Fredo, so they will steer away that potential of taking down the top lane tower.
Man, that jukes was so perfect. There's a little of health coming in, and AirAsia Saiyan will get their second turtle. This is the final turtle as well, giving them a lot of goal lead and potential. Bigetron SG feeling a little bit of tension within their fights. And, you know, I have to give credits to our observer, Hans. He's been capturing all these gameplays so well. So shout out to Hans out there. If Hans, you're watching this, if you're just, I think he's not watching this, he's basically observing it. So he's doing both ways. But shout out to you for capturing these moments.
Fatty Lim trying to catch out one member off the side of AirAsia Saiyan, but they're still holding their ground. Akai looking for a flank from the back, and that's going to be it. There
Demon
might
Hunter
just be
Sword
some action here.
on Soloz, gonna pick up the extra damage. I think that's the first item before he moves on to his golden stuff. And WQXD gonna deny that.
Project chasing it over the top side as he cancel it off. He choose not to commit to that one. Really smart move because there just could be any members from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, but looks like they're going in for a little bit of a skirmish still, just trying to make sure that both of these mid lane towers stay intact. So you can see that both of these teams have the same mindset.
But then Logan is going to try the Jeet Kune Do, trying to catch Fatty Lim above, will fail on this angle. Bottom lane, however, you see the Hayabusa going one-on-one with Aldous. Again, the matchup that we have seen so far, having these two solo players going in, getting the farms, and perhaps getting the upper advantage or upper hand into their respective plays.
Exactly, and early into the matchup, we talk about Aldous needing to actually farm out to actually be effective, but there's just so much skirmish coming from the side of Hayabusa, just trying to poke him out. That's why you see him getting babysitted by either the Minotaur or even the Kaya every now and then. As a little bit of a rotation comes out, and in the couple of seconds, We might see another objective being spawned out there, but that's going to be Logan being caught out by the Divine Judgment once more from the Kaya. And it's going to be slain down by the Selena as they continue to fight. Billboard Slam coming from Minoan Fury, and that's a double kill for the Selena. How are you going for the triple? And that's another one for the Gushin as well. 4 members down from the side of AirAsia Saiyan as they take down the mid lane.
And the turret down as well. What a great play coming in from Bigetron SG. This is the do or die situation. They want to be in the upper brackets, and after the turret and kills, they're going straight to Lord.
Oh my goodness, I think that this is a really good momentum coming in for the side of Bigetron SG.
Very fast.
Taking 4 members, and this is Cho coming in for the contest. Does he have what it takes to actually steal it away?
But no, he doesn't have it. Aldous will be the last one to secure this lot. And Minion Fury comes into play.
And that's going to be 1 member being pushed away. Chao comes in with the wave of the dragon, and then from the back, that's going to be better than taking down Kaya down for the count. As Gutson turns it around, 2 kills in the hands of Claude, and now over the top side, they are running for their lives. WQXD, they're running in the wrong direction as AirAsia Saiyan comes in with them, paying the price.
AirAsia Saiyan getting the redemption kill and perhaps another turret down as well. But again, the Lord has been taken by Bigetron SG, so AirAsia Saiyan had no choice but to deny this Lord as soon as possible before the rest of the members recover and go in for the kill. Meanwhile, Greenbacks going in for the Hurricane Dance.
Oh my goodness, he's being pushed away like a toy, and now we see Lord slowly marching in by
They have to kill out the Lord first, because everybody's going to get respawn and they will go fight.
And I like what I'm seeing here from AirAsia Saiyan. They really composed. They went in for the fights, punishes the side of Bigetron SG, just like how they did in Game 2. Now, coming into the mid-game, however, they're not going to have that much of a luck. We saw how Mr. B pulling off that clutch Minoan Fury, catching a couple of members from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, and they really need to deal with this situation. How can they deal with this?
I think AirAsia Saiyan needs to catch them off guard first, and then follow up with their team fight potential. They have a lot of team fight potential. Don't you correct me if I'm wrong. You have Soloz with the Cloud, you have Archive with the CC, you have Martis as well to deal damage and sustain. There's so many people to start a team fight, and they might come in alive victorious, but you have to be careful. They cannot get first pick by Bigetron SG, and that's what they did in the previous round, which led to snowball of losing the turret and of course the Lord.
And there might just be some flank coming from the bottom side as Mr. B looking for something here. Battling comes into the front line. Massive catch out Ripix with the Divine Judgment, but that's not enough damage. It's only the Akai, so he's really tanky, really smart move. They don't really want to go for it, and now they're going to reset it.
It couldn't go for it as well because it was stuck. I mean, Hurricane Dance kind of denied that already. Fredo, on the other hand, 1 versus 1 situation going up against Aldous.
Yeah.
Hey, and not really a good time to go with this angle. A Blade Armor will be picked up by Mr. V if I'm not mistaken, so correct me if you're wrong. And it will lead to somewhat to the next item, which is Immortality.
Most likely the Immortality, because from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, they definitely need to play it a little bit safer in terms of itemization.
Yes.
They have all the damages already. Look at it. You have Cho, you have Claude, as well as Martis, and Kaya. So all you need is just a little bit of defensive item, and you can go all out. You could try to assassinate the likes of Selena, as well as the Aldous much later on, as well as Sync if they can actually catch Sync. It's going to be really difficult to actually chase up with the Gushin here. But rotations-wise, I like what I'm seeing from the side of BTR. What do you think about that?
BTR is running really well with the Anti-Caress, the Plug of Destiny, and other items as well. Oh, Fredo slicing and dicing over here. Oh, he's going to run away. Can he run away?
I don't think so. Not really with the Project Chase Fate, and now that's going to be Aldous taken down. There's nowhere for him to run. He's being locked down, but over in the mid lane, there's still a little bit of a tussle here. But of course, just a little tickle at the back. Bot lane is getting pushed in, and I think that plot still needs a little bit more time to come online.
I mean, in one way, yes, indeed. But the rest of the members of Bigetron SG, they're continuing whatever works for them, putting on the pressure early game, but they have to take note. They have to secure it. Early game dominance, yes, it's fine. It will lead to other games as well, but then they be careful. But then Logan, a little bit slippery away. Wow, he's able to dodge that. But Pajahan will be getting...
pulls him back out, and that's going to be Logan getting caught up. Flickers away, but Mino will catch 1 member down from the side of AirAsia Saiyan as they go in for the dive.
go in for the dive, and this opens up so much potential for Bigetron SG. They managed to take down the turret and 1 kill. It's a win-win situation, scenario, whatever we call it, into the hands of Bigetron SG because of that play. Meanwhile, the rest of AirAsia Saiyan trying to pull out any BS out of there. But Bigetron SG, they have been working whatever they have planned so far. It's working so well.
Yeah.
They just need to follow up with the middle and towards the late game, hoping to catch them off guard. And, you know, somewhat finishing the game with the ease.
Exactly. And what I really love about all of these games between two of these teams here, definitely top-tier teams from Singapore as well as Malaysia, all these fights all revolve around the Lord. Game 1, Game 2, it's the same thing. But it's about how they manage the calm before the storm. How are they going to set this up? That them looking for a catch, but
Divine Judgment did not connect onto the Child because of the immunity. Child is very annoying with the immunity already. Some more with the immortality if he wants to go with. Ay. Logan playing a little bit of take
catch over onto Sana. Sana blinks away, and that's going to be him running for his dear life, but they are going ham at Jahat. Does not manage to finish him up. What is that? Sana survives the day right now, and they have to reset it. But over for the side of AirAsia Saiyan, they are looking to get the Lord. Gushin over the bottom side, and now Chao is going to deal with that.
Chao is trying to deal with the BS, but then AirAsia Saiyan know they don't have much potential. Sing, meanwhile, is going to get exposed down by that Chao, and that will be a single kill. This leads them. Look at this, 38 seconds for Sing. And now AirAsia Saiyan, if they want to go for the Lord, they can try for it, but they had to be careful. They try not to get caught by the trap of Bigetron SG if they want to go for the steal.
And they're going in for a fight already as they push out members there. Fanalim being caught in the crossfire. Sana gets taken down by the Akai, and now they manage to take down members of BTR. WQXD can't even enter the fight at all. He's running, and now that's going to be Ripex along with Soloz pulling off the damage.
This is definitely a lot already taking for AirAsia Saiyan, just exposing down Bigetron SG with the first kill onto Gushin, and leads to more to come. Lord will be in the hands of the Malaysian favorites.
Oh my word. So beautifully done right there. The moment that they caught out the Gushin, all hell broke loose from the side of Bigetron. Now, with that momentum is swinging in their favor, they finally tied the goal lead. They have all these kills, screen difference, but it's still somewhat of a stalemate. But with that lot, it's going to change a lot of things.
I mean, it changes a lot of things for AirAsia Saiyan. They were at the back seat in the car, and now they're in the front seat already. Perhaps the driver if they want to. At the moment, Bigetron SG, this is like the reminiscence of the games that we have watched previously. They had a great early game, they had a great early start, dominant, but then it fell apart because of these silly mistakes. Now, can we see that AirAsia Saiyan, will they not repeat the same mistakes that they did beforehand?
Man, this looks like game 1 all over again, with the Lord also marching over top side, over in the mid side. It's going to be Fanalim being caught up by himself. Hayabusa gets the kill, as well as the mid lane turret getting melted down. WQXD wanted to go in, no opportunities at all. And Logan, he's trying to make a play, and that's too many members. He's got to back away. Now they see another. Oh, look at the bot lane. I think that they possibly can do something here.
They could do something, but Jahat get caught off by this Abyssal Arrows, but then there's no follow-up as Logan comes into play. He wanted to use the Jig Condone, no way on the Dragon though, but then Fredo slicing nicely, but he'll fall back.
Yeah, and Sing still managed to survive out of that skirmish over the top side here. There's still waves after waves crashing from every direction.
Rose Gold Meter, more Martis, Athena Shield, for Cloud.
And they are just getting cankered
by Logan. Sorry to cut you off. The items just comes in and left and right, and I don't know what the item is.
Yeah, and it's getting harder for the side of BTR as they build so much of these defensive items here. They can't exactly burst anyone out in time, like you said. It's just so hard, especially with Chao still having immortality.
Chao having immortality, just giving him the sustainability. You have Martis as well to deal damage and tank the damage. Of course, Akai, nothing to say about this Panda Warrior, very tanky. But the main dealers are Soloz and Fredo again. One more time, one more play. They are trying to emulate the success from the second game and hoping to get third game into hands. Meanwhile, Bigetron SG are looking very grim here, only leaving 3 more turrets, but hey, all is not lost.
Yeah.
The turrets from AirAsia side is low as well.
I guess that they're slowly juggling with the waves, and when it comes to the Lord battle, they possibly can still have a chance to steal it away. It does depend on the situation, on how AirAsia Saiyan keeps up with the pressure on every side of these lanes here. Now, they're sending 3 members up, as well as 2 members on the bottom side. Another Immortality in the hands of Sing.
They need Sing and WQXD to dish out the damage. But at the same time, you need Mr. V to start things up. You need Fatty Lim to start things up. You need Sana as well to start things up. The problem is, they need to connect to that fight. The combo wombo situations will not work if the team is not cohesive. And again, they're getting exposed in their own particular base. It's very hard.
And there's a lot of Immortality being bought up from the side of BTR as well. We're just waiting for Fatty Lim to get hits, and then perhaps BTR have a chance to actually stand in some of these battles here. 7-11. Well, it's still kind of a stalemate at the time being, but in another 15 seconds, that's where the lot is going to come out.
Another 15 seconds, and it's already 17 minutes into the late game era. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your late game period, as the fight might have started a little bit. Logan gonna run away, will miss. Oh, actually, the Abyssal Arrow will be hit onto Hayabusa. Okay, right, there's no follow-up, so there's no point anyways.
He's way too slippery anyway, so...
Oh, Soloz can go 1-on-1, yep.
Well, Solo definitely living up to his name. Gonna go head-to-head against the Lord. Maze versus Guns. Will they be able to do something about this? They heard the swing, they heard the axis, and Mr. V immediately dives right in, but he's getting his health chunked down low. What can he do? He's being left out all alone. BTR members are coming in. The Divine Judgment comes out as well.
Solo's running away.
All the knockouts are coming in from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, and they are in a disarray. BTR members melting down like butter, but from the back, it's going to be Fatty Lim having to actually force the flicker away. That's a shutdown double kill, and now they're looking to getting grip picks as well.
Triple kill, skibbity pop.
And now that's going to be Logan running for his life. Can he do it? Chao should have the mobility. They're going upwards, but now this is going to be Lord in the hands of BTR.
BTR Bigetron SG is going big with this, but hey, be careful, bottom lane, sorry, top lane, there will be a slay now of the turret. So for the Lord exchange, but there you see, Logan is still fighting. Logan unable to kill, Immortality just popped up for him, but Fredo going 1-on-1 with the cow.
Oh my goodness, Mr. V is losing his life here, and that's going to be really difficult for him. He's going to hold Fredo for as long as he can. And that's going to protect me coming from WQXD. He's chasing him still as Fredo runs for his life. Does he have the cooldown? And he still holds on the lives of AirAsia Saiyan.
Holds on to the life, but the problem is Bigetron SG, they are back on track. This is what the story has become. Bigetron SG just exposing AirAsia Saiyan in terms of mistakes. We did talk about, AirAsia Saiyan perhaps can lower down the mistakes and stuff. They wanted to, but the problem is they got caught. They got caught so much in the team fight that is not favorable towards them, and they lost Lord, they lost members. It's gonna be very tough for them, and now they have to respond back with the counter offer against Bigetron SG.
Fatty Lim trying to catch one member off from the side of AirAsia Saiyan, and I gotta say, this game hands down will go into the history books of Mobile Legends. And over on the bot side, they're escorting the Lord already.
They're trying to fight the late game entry. They want to get the record because there's 24 minutes is the record for the late game entry as the Lord pushes on till the bottom lane.
And that's going to be a little bit of a flank coming in from the side of BTR members. As they
Fury
over 4 members, and they're going in half, and they're going to take down the Chao, and their next one will
2 more members there, 3 more members.
That's going to be Hayabusa flank from the back.
Lord pushing on, Lord cutting down.
And Fredo once again trying to stall time, but the Lord is hitting the base already as Bigetron SG pulls off an upset, and this is going to be Singapore advancing forward to the next stage.
And we are officially congratulating Bigetron SG. Welcome to the upper brackets. You guys will have 3 teams in the upper brackets right there. What a stunning play coming in, exposing the mistakes, just utilizing whatever they have, and finally they are able to clinch a victory. We have to give the MVP to Bigetron, WQXD, 5-8 with the Alders. The Alders just went online, just humping and puffing down his foes down to the ground with the 1-2 punch.
And they didn't really have to hesitate at all when they go in for that final dive. It was the nail of the coffin, and they saw the Lord already marching through. Let's have a look into the highlights.
Sorry, Faraz, we had to cut you off with that.
It's all right, man. What a game, man. I'm talking about the fact that this is not even a game where these guys' lives is at stake. They're still not eliminated. And look at the amount of time that they've fought against each other, and they put in all the hard work. And I'm wearing the Akai hat in respect to Gripix's Akai because thank you for taking it. Hats off to you, sir.
Hats
but
off to you.
Bigetron SG, man. Wow. These guys started off terribly in the regular season, and look how much they changed. I don't know what to say. These guys really just proved that they can do it. They can be once again the champions of this season.
And they're going all in on this one. They want to retain the glory. They want to take it back home to Singapore. And definitely beating AirAsia Saiyan is a good way to start.
I mean, one way there was a heartbreaking moment for the Malaysian crowd, but then you have to give it up to Bigetron SG. So many challenges, so many odds. Not having the iconic player in LY4, yes, I'm going to call his name like that.
Yep.
Not being here as well. And this team stepping up to their grounds onto the away soil and just clinching the victory 2-1.
I gotta tell you, when I was watching the game, right, a lot of times I was like, AirAsia Saiyan is gonna take their team fight, and I'm like, how come Bigetron and she's not dying? Like, they've been in the fight for such a long time. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's, of course, everyone, but Messer V's knockups, the Minion Fury is just on point every single time.
I mean, the Minion Fury in one way, but the Minotaur has been proving really well. But then again, you have to give credits to the rest of the team.
Yeah, the Aldous creating those single fights, the solo fights. He just goes in, gives vision, and takes them out. With Sana landing the stuns. Well, it's like everyone had just their...
So this is where the turning point comes in. Mr. V comes in with the Minion Fury. You see that Soloz, he wanted to fall back, but he wanted to juke with the ultimate, the soul contract for Aldous. Did not did anything over here as Bigetron SG just takes opportunities and advantages to take down not one, not two, but three. Skippity pop pop onto Aldous 1-2 punch.
And he got a triple kill right there.
Yeah. You did, was it you, Contra, you mentioned the fact that you don't want to give Minotaur to Mr. V.
Exactly. Mr. V, definitely one of the best Minotaurs around.
Okay, my question is this. How come when Bigetron SG had the lead, they can close the game so fast, but then AirAsia Saiyan had the lead for such a long time, they were too scared to go in? I mean, I understand why they were scared, but what is the main reason? Why?
I guess it's the hesitation because there can be a point where they could just easily turn it around because there's a really big bull that you gotta deal with in front of your face, and you can't simply just go in. You can easily get kicked, pulled by the Kaya as well.
That's
if
right.
you think about it, and that's going to be the finisher coming in.
And don't forget, there is basically the reminiscence of Game 1. Game 1, Bigetron, then AirAsia Saiyan, then Bigetron back again. It's the same thing. As you can see, our MVP will be WQXD. There won't be a graphical there, but he has used that particular hero really well.
Yeah, 5 kills, 2 deaths, and 8 assists. What do you guys think about his items?
Well, his items were really the optimum build for this game itself because he needs a little bit of that damage early on, so he got the Endless Battle, and then he goes in for more defensive items.
Yep, Sky Guardian Helmet, Active Caress, and then he goes in again with more armor protection items in here. So it's a very well-balanced play coming in from him.
All right, so this is my hat if you guys haven't seen it in case. So let's talk about a little bit about tomorrow because this was our last game here in Paradigm Mall for MPL Season 2 Malaysia and Singapore. Tomorrow's matches, I'm going to read them. I'm not reading them in order. I'm just reading the matches that we have. All right. We're going to have AirAsia Saiyan going up against Geekfam Icom. It's going to be... there you have it. Thank you so much. We're going to have Flash Giants going up against Geekfam Mystic in the upper bracket. EVOS SG going up against Bigetron SG. And in the lower bracket, we're going to have Saiyan Reborn going up against Traitor. Geekfam Icon going up against AirAsia Saiyan. First of all, which match are you looking forward to?
Now, I'm going to look forward to EVOS Singapore versus Bigetron here because no matter what happens, this is going to be one Singaporean team making it to the semifinals for 100%. So over on the side of Flash Giants versus Geekfam Mystic here, this is also going to be something exciting here because we know Mystic have the chance to actually advance as well.
That's right. So the thing is, if you think about it, the lower bracket is going to be interesting as well, right?
Correct.
We're going to have strong teams.
Saiyan Reborn going up against Traitor,
Exactly.
and Fam Icon going up against AirAsia Saiyan.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I want to ask you guys for predictions for specifically the match that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Is Big Fam Icon